So there are some students already in Zoom and also on Facebook. Just to let you all know that we are starting very soon, maybe in 10 minutes time. We'll give a bit more time for our students to join in our live session. And then I'll pass on to Angela, our senior lecturer from UTS, Faculty of Engineering and IT. It's actually a very interesting topic today because I think IT is the future and the career in IT has big range of varieties. A lot of students might not know. They might heard of IT, but they don't actually very understand like what are the careers options and how is it like to work in the IT field. Some of them might be familiar with business analysts, with being a software developer, but a very interesting I think a very interesting course in UTS, which is cybersecurity. We have some questions and some queries from our students as well. It's about cybersecurity. So maybe later on we will have a bit more discussion about this course from UTS. I think it's a very interesting course. Is that something that you are very familiar with, Angela? I think you should be.
Yeah, I'm really happy that I'm the program coordinator of cybersecurity. So it seems like I will be the best one to answer these questions. So cybersecurity is also a very hot topic recently. I will introduce the courses we providing at UTS as well as the career future to them.
That's very good. Good to know, good to know. There are some very specific questions we collected from our students. Maybe we'll discuss that at the end of the session today.
Sure.
And just to let our students know, because more people are coming in right now, and I can see that more students are coming in from Facebook as well. So we are about to start the session, but it might take another 5 minutes before we commence the information session today. And yeah, we have just talked a little bit about cybersecurity and get to know that Angela is actually the program coordinator of the course, which is very interesting. And yeah, especially during recent time. I think everything is going cyber. Is your job getting harder as well? Because I think we are all communicating through the web, through online. So I think it's there are more breaches in terms of security on cyber, on the website as well, on online as well. I think maybe your job or perhaps cybersecurity is something that people will be, how do I say, it gets more and more important in future. Is that correct, Angela?
Yeah. And I also see the cybersecurity also become a new revolution. For instance, like the cryptocurrency, like the Bitcoin. So it's now changed the whole financial area. And of course, because of this pandemic of COVID-19, lots of traditional industries also seeking new ways of deploying the business from the offline to online. And they, of course, will facing so many cyber attacks. So cybersecurity now is become more and more important than ever.
It's very good to know. And you will actually discuss about this course a little bit in detail later on, is that?
Sure. I will be happy to do so, and also hope that the cybersecurity will recruiting more really talented students here, because it's a very competitive area as well. And I think, like, beside cybersecurity, we also have lots of other good programs. For instance, like the game design. So I know not all the students are interested in these hard technologies. There's some really immerse themselves in the games. So I think if you like video games, if you're looking for a job like a Blizzard or Tencent, you can also try our game design. So I think that's also a good option.
That's very interesting. Good to know. We actually have a Malaysian student who inquired about this course as well.
Okay, that's good.
It's a very good session that we cover both of the most popular courses by Angela. It's really our pleasure having you. So I think I'll do a little bit of introduction before we start our session. I think we have 25 students and Facebook, and also 25 students on Zoom. So I think it's about the right number for us to begin today. And it's our pleasure having Angela, a senior lecturer from UTS, Faculty of Engineering and IT. And she will be our main speaker today in terms of IT, in terms of the future career, and also the courses developed, offered in UTS. And thank you, Angela, for joining us. With our discussion just now, I can see that you are very passionate about IT, very passionate about the course, passionate about the career, and you have very in-depth knowledge about this area as well. We hope that we can have more insight about this course from you. And I'll pass the time to you, Angela.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is Angela, the program coordinator of the Bachelor of Computing Science from the Faculty of Engineering at ETS. I'm now at my office, so Sydney is a very safe place. So lots of my colleagues also work from the campus today. I'm more than happy to introduce the programs of engineering IT to you. So during my presentation, I might throw questions. So you don't need to answer them, but you can remember these questions and think about them, or at least start to think, what's my favorite, whether this is the best program, whether this is my dream job or something like that. I'm not sure whether you could find the answer during my presentation, but I'm pretty sure you can get the answer at UTS. So that's my questions during the presentation. Probably can stimulate some inspirations from you. At the same time, should you have any other questions related to UTS, related to the career, related to the program, feel free to put them in the question board or the Facebook. We will save about 10 or 15 minutes at the end of the presentation to answer them. So through the title, the UTS degree will prepare you for the IT jobs of the future. My first question is a simple question. Who knows what's the full name of the IT? So what's the IT stands for? Yeah, we talk about IT all the time, but what's IT? So literally, it's information technology. And considering the quickly technologies is changing, making predictions for the future is really a tough task. So we cannot use computer science and computer technology to describe all these new emerging technologies. So we use information technology as the name. So that's where we find IT is so popular. So you can find so many keywords from this board. Some of them not appeared 3 years ago. For instance, you can hardly imagine whether we need a vehicle programmer because of autonomous driving now come to our world. Then we now need some programmers can do the autonomous driving algorithm design. So we call them vehicle programmer. And of course, at the same time, you can see big data, robotics, cybersecurity, virtual reality, all these very hot keywords, actually all related in this IT area. So we can see IT represents the excellent job prospects in the future. According to the job outlook at the Australia, we can see the top industries actually has a job growth in Australia by 2023, including professional, scientific, and technical services. So including computer network professionals, database systems managers, ICT security. So here, the second question is, what's ICT stands for? We know IT, but what is ICT? So ICT is put C between I and T. So here C represents communication. So this communication actually stands for the internet. So not we're living in the world with AI, with the computer, but also this is a connected world. We connected to each other through the internet. So C, communication here, actually represents that everybody's connected. So ICT security, ICT support, and test engineers, so it requires some of the background knowledge of the internet. And also we are looking for the software and apps programmers. Of course, at the same time, you can see the McKinsey Institute as well as the LinkedIn. They all post a lot of job positions as well as the job requirements about the job. So you can tell that the data scientist, AI specialist, and the cybersecurity specialist, robotics engineers, and these are very hot topics, and also these represents a large amount of the job opportunities in the future. So at UTS, then like all these, like are our like a expectation for you. So what are my UTS study options? Whether these study programs can prepare me well for all these job careers. So let's first look the IT undergraduate programs. You can find 5 programs, all related to IT. So the first one, Bachelor of Computing Science Honors. So this one is very familiar to me because I'm the program coordinator. So this one is a very traditional one. So you will find a lot of job descriptions requires a degree in the Bachelor of Computing Science. So this is representing the traditional computing science. It also is very big and also very requires a solid background. And also we have Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. It requires 3 years. So you will find that this one is more closely related to the industry. So you can choose to combine internship year to this degree. For instance, you can choose 12 months of internship as a diploma in IT professional practice. So when you looking for a job, you already accumulated 1 year of working experience. So this program will help you to better step into the industry, to better prepare you for the company, for the practice jobs. And the third one is a Bachelor of Science in Game Development. So this is a very multidisciplinary. Some students may be interested in the interactive design or very indulged in the video games. You're probably interested in this program. And also we have the Bachelor of Engineering Honors major in Software Engineering. So this is also an honor program that is also 4 years. So that means this program is more engineering oriented. So it probably not can prepare you for a very like a science related jobs. For instance, it may not require you to design a new algorithm. However, you will be a master of a buildings of the applications design. So like if you plan to start your own like a company startup, so you probably will find that this engineering program very attractive because it provides lots of practice and also flexible for you to design your own products. Also can put your own creativity ideas into reality. The last one is the new one. We call it the Bachelor of Information Systems. It's also a 3-year program. However, you can choose to combine it with a Bachelor of Business. This is because we find out now, for instance, the blockchain, they changed the whole financial area. So some traditional industries also requires and welcoming these computer science technologies. So we need to like prepare a comprehensive talent for the future jobs. For instance, student not only an expert in IT, but also an expert know the professional knowledge of a business. So this is the new program of a Bachelor of Information Systems. It's combined with a Bachelor of Business. So this is the roughly introduction of these 5 different programs. Of course, it has more differences, like I will introduce them one by one. And if you still have any questions related to the difference between these 5 programs, please leave the question in the question board or in Facebook. We will answer these questions at the end of this presentation. But first of all, I would like to introduce one by one so that you can figure out whether this is your dream program, whether this program can help you to find your dream jobs. So the first one is the Bachelor of Computing Science Honors. The honors program means it has the last year as an honor year. So this year, you will focus on the honors research project. So I believe not all the Asian students are familiar with the honor program. In the British tertiary education system, for instance, not like in Australia, but also in United Kingdom, honor program is very common. In industry, the company will treat the students with the honor degree as the postgraduate student. So they will consider they have the ability as a master's student. So this is the honors program, the difference and also the uniqueness than the other programs. So this actual honors year make the Bachelor of Computing Science more attractive because you don't need to apply for an honor program. The honors year is a mandatory year that you must complete for your degree. And also another thing about this program is the students will be compulsory to study mathematics subjects. So you need to build a solid background of mathematics because computing science is a science program. So this program will prepare you for these high-tech technology companies such as Google, Facebook, Microsoft. So the last year of honors program also mainly focus on the research projects. Here you can touch the cutting edge research topics with your supervisor. So if you prepare to be a PhD student or you pursue a master's degree after graduation, so you can consider this one. Because if you get a first class of the honors degree, then you can have the chance to directly start your PhD study at after graduation. So the honors program, it will be treated as a master degree. So if you want to shorten your study career and jump to the PhD directly, then the computing science honors program is the best choice. It can save your time from 10 years to 7 years. Or so this is a very good one for those students interested in research and also interested in the high-tech companies. So this is the Bachelor of Computing Science. I'm the program coordinator of this one. If you have any further question towards that, please leave the question in the Facebook or the question board. I will answer them later. And also the Bachelor of Computing Science offered lots of different majors. For instance, like the business information system and the artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. You will find 2 cybersecurity majors here. One is the networking and cybersecurity. The other one is the cybersecurity and privacy. So what's the difference between them? The networking and cybersecurity, more focusing on the security issue happens to the internet, for instance, the routers setting, the hardware attacks, and so on. So this is the networking and cybersecurity more emphasizing on hardwares, while cybersecurity and privacy more focusing on the data. So it analyzes the data privacy issues with machine learning, artificial intelligence, and all these cutting edge technologies. So cybersecurity and privacy is more related to the software. And of course, both of these majors, you can choose some of the course across them. So we offer 4 elective subjects. So you don't need to like force yourself to choose one, because you can use these 4 electives to select some other major subjects to get the full knowledge package. So this is the introduction of the Bachelor of Computing Science majors. Of course, we have a new direction called quantum information science. So if you're interested in the quantum computing, that's also a good one. The next one is the Bachelor of Science in IT. This is a 3-year program. If you're not good at mathematics, you can choose this one, because mathematics is not a compulsory one. And you can gain practical skills, for instance, like business analysis, problem solving, and teamwork in this one. So the Bachelor of Science in Information IT is very practical. It helps you to build very solid skills of problem solving. So you can apply the new technology as fast as you can. So this is only 3 years, no lots of mandatory requirements. And here you can find, we list the majors of the Bachelor of Science IT. It also has the data analytics, although it's we just removed the artificial intelligence before that, but we also have the data analytics here, and also the interaction design. This can help prepare you for the game industry, and also networking and cybersecurity. Cybersecurity and privacy is also adding to the program. So it's not now available on the handbook, but after you join UTS, you will find it some new majors listed in the Bachelor of Science in IT. Okay, and then the next one is the Bachelor of Engineering. So it's also a 4 years program, because this is also an honor program. The honors year will prepare you either for the job or for the research career. The research career refers to the master program or the PhD program. You can find we do not have the software engineering as the single major. The Bachelor of Engineering also has biomedical, civil engineering, and electrical and electronics engineering. So the Bachelor of Engineering is a wide range of a degree. But today, because we talk about the IT, so I will introduce the software engineering here. So the difference between the Bachelor of Engineering and the Bachelor of Computer Science lies in the software engineering teaches you about the physical design, analysis, and management of a software to ensure safe, reliable, secure, and maintainable systems. So if the Bachelor of Computing Science teaches you how to design new algorithms, here the software engineering teaches you how to build the most fancy applications with all these technologies. So one is to design a new algorithm. The other one is to synthesize all these new technologies to build the best application. So we call this one as the computing science, the other one as the engineering. So you will develop skills to identify issues with existing systems and create new possibilities with the application of large-scale software design. So the roles of the software engineering is more wide. Of course, you can join the Google, Facebook, but also you can join lots of companies that requires the background of a computing science or IT skills. So for instance, like the transport, aviation, defense, tech communications, banking and finance. So if you not necessarily like go to Google or Facebook or Microsoft, you can also choose the software engineering. It can help you to enter get a good job as well. And the last one is the Bachelor of Information Systems. So you may find the difference between this one and the Bachelor of Bachelor of Science and the Information Technology. So the difference lies in one is information technology, one is information system. Both of them are 3-year programs. So that means you like both programs only requires 144 credits. However, the difference between these systems lies in the Bachelor of Information Systems will more focusing on the the new genre of technology professionals. For instance, lots of the job requirements requires you both know the IT knowledges as well as the business knowledges. So the Bachelor of Information System can combine with the business degree. So you will be the comprehensive talent, both with the knowledge of IT and the knowledge of a business. So the students study complex systems, such as the enterprises, the services with different stakeholders. So you not only know the stakeholder, but also you know like a supply chain, digital transformation analysis, and so on. So this is combine the business knowledge and the IT knowledge together. So like I think this is the new attractiveness of this new program. Also, I think the Bachelor of Science in Games Development will be another one, very attractive program because it's also 3 years full-time. They don't need the very solid mathematics skills. But this one will introduce lots of interaction design skills, so you can design your own program. Every year, our capstone, some startup technology companies will come to pick our teams because they are amazed by the students' products, and some games are directly developed by the companies, and some teams are form their own startups directly. So I think the games development is very attractive, and also you interested in this area, it's definitely a good chance to try out, and this is a very good chance to step into the game design studio. Of course, not all of you well prepared for all these programs. So UTS InSearch, they also provide a pathway to help you to migrate into these programs. For instance, if you choose the UTS InSearch Diploma of Engineering, you can start the 2nd year of the Bachelor of Engineering after you fulfill the tasks of the InSearch study. And if you choose the InSearch Diploma of Information Technology, then you will be able to start from the 2nd year of the Bachelor of Science in IT, Bachelor of Science in Information System and Business, and also the Bachelor of Computing Science and the Bachelor of Science in Game Development. So I think there are multiple ways to help you to go into these programs. And also these programs can help you to achieve the dream jobs. So that's what we do, what the UTS do. We will help you to get a good job, also help you to realize your dreams. So if your plan is to pursue a higher degree, for instance, like a master degree or PhD degree, now I will introduce the postgraduate programs to you. So we have the Master of Information Technology, Master of Interaction Design, and the Master of Science in Internet Working, 3 different master programs for you. So the first one, the Master of Information Technology, is the one that directly mapping to the Bachelor of IT degrees. And the second one, Interaction Design, is directly mapping to the game development. The last one, internet working, is mapping to the networking and also electronics, software engineering majors. And also we offer new one is the Master of Information Systems. This is also prepare you for the future job requirements, not only have this information technology knowledges, but also some background of a business knowledges. So here, this is the introduction of the master program. They all require 2 years of full time. That means you need to finish 96 credits. And also you have the maximum 24 credit points available to IT or computer science graduates, or but the extension may not available based on the undergraduate level qualification. So these 2 master technology programs are both available, and you can choose the the major according to your favorite. For instance, we also have the business information systems, internet working, data analytics, interactive media, and cybersecurity, and so on. So these majors can help you to find the careers, but with a more advanced level. So if you check the cybersecurity engineer, so probably the entry level just 60,000 annually, but the advanced career may be up to 80,000 per year. So this is the difference between the program or the degree of a master degree and the undergraduate degree. So this is the Master of Information System. It's also focusing on the wide range of the knowledges, not only the ITs, but also you will be a professional in the business analysis and the digital transformation consultant and the business process manager. You can see this is not all train you with the hard technologies, but also you need to equip yourself with the soft skills of the communication, presentation, management. So this is the feature of this Master of Information Systems. So the last thing you may wonder, it seems I can do these programs elsewhere as well, right? Why I study IT at UTS? So here, this is the reason why. First of all, Australia now is the top 1 secure country in the world. So you see lots of countries suffered from the pandemic of the COVID-19. However, Australia controlled it very well. So now we can still normally live and work here. So Australia is the best place to go. And secondly is that the ranking. Computing science and engineering ranking #1 in the Australia. And also this major ranked the 13th globally. So the 12th globally ranking is Princeton University. The 14th globally ranking is Cornell University. So we're between them. And I believe UTS is a young university, and this ranking is not a permanent ranking. So we improving every year. So I'm pretty sure you will be proud to study at the UTS in the future. So this is the rankings. So definitely you should choose the best university, the best computing science, IT, institute in the Australia to study. And also you gain the practical and industry relevant experience and knowledge. So in UTS, we do not lecture. All the knowledges and the theories will be studied prior to the class. That means in the class, the most learning activity is the discussion, presentation, and the studio collaborative works. So you will learn how to work with others, just like in your work in industry. So we use the authentic assessment as the exams. So you don't need to recite anything. In UTS, all the exams are open booked exams. So you do not recite anything, but instead you will learn how to use them directly inside the class and also in your final exams. So I think that's the learning futures also can help you to train yourself as lifelong learner. So this is the outcome of our the teaching strategy. Lots of industries happy to collaborate with us. So probably during your capstone project, your product or your assignment will be highly praised by one of these supervisors from this external supervisor in the industry partners of UTS. So you will get the job directly before you graduate from UTS. And this is not a story, this is true, and that is happened at UTS. And one of my students got an internship at the Microsoft before he graduates. So I think this closely partnership with those industry partners of UTS makes it famous for the excellence of the IT training and IT education. So our students work on projects that prepare them for future careers, and also we provide lots of opportunities. For instance, we provide the creativity and coordination studios, and also provide the tech accelerator so that you can start up your company at on campus. And also we provide the interactive classrooms, development studios, all kinds of very cutting edge learning facilities to help you, to assist you to achieve your dream. So this is the your life at the UTS. But you may wonder, what if I cannot come to the UTS during this COVID-19 pandemic? So the online learning at the UTS is also attractive. So it's not lower down any teaching quality or learning quality. So let me show you some example. So this is the online classes. We can use the lectures and tutorials in Zooms or Teams. And also the group work will deliver in the Zooms on Teams or Canvas. And the tasks and quizzes, we use them as the learning management system, such as a Blackboard and a Canvas. And the assessment and the exams will be adapted to accommodate the online learning. So for instance, this is the advanced manufacturing in autumn 2020. The students will be able to learn all these lectures through the online videos. And they also have the one-to-one a class, the online lectures, so that they can ask questions to their teachers, and also the tutors will help them. And this is the live Zoom class. So these pictures are collaboratively created by different members of a group. So the students can collaboratively produce their products, and this is the fluid mechanics. So the students present their assignments and projects in the class, and this is this is a material handling. So the lab session well presented with the students don't need to go to the lab, but still learn how to perform the direct shear test and the sieve test. And this is the data engineering design. So all these are online teaching examples. So also this is the feedbacks from our students. So the learning online learning and online teaching still remains high quality. This is also thanks to the teaching strategy of the learning features, because we not practice from the COVID-19. We actually prepared for a long time that transfer all these lecturing into videos, and before the class, let the students are familiar with them. And in the class, we just focusing on the discussion and the presentation and the collaboration. So this is the how online learning helps to support the UTS students to learn and develop themselves. Also, we have lots of study groups to support this online study. For instance, the academic support, including the mathematics and the English, the library online, the jobs career, and so on. So we have a whole team to support your study at UTS. So I hope you will like my presentation, and welcome to UTS. I will waiting for you here. Okay, that's all. I think the next part, I also noticed lots of questions in the question board. Yeah. I think, Jimmy, you mute yourself. I cannot hear you.
Yes, thank you, Angela. I think, yeah, a lot of students are very interested, and I think a lot of students ask a lot of questions, but most of the questions on Zoom are actually answered by Christy and Alan. Yeah, I think they are all answered for the moment. Yeah, but there are some extra questions from Facebook and also from our previous students as well. I think perhaps I can discuss about these questions with you, Angela.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, it's a very interesting, presentation, and it's very good to know, good for us to know that UTS is doing so well in terms of online learning. I think we have got a lot of questions from our students in regards to online experiences in terms of teaching and learning as well, because during this pandemic, and yeah, most of the concerns are still about what about the lab tests? What about the examinations that involve laboratory? What do they do? How do they do that? Do you have any information that you can share with us?
Sure. Let me turn the slides to the previous one. Currently, if the students got the offer from UTS and got the visa, I think the students actually can enroll remotely, and then they can access all these online resources provided by UTS. And for instance, for undergraduate students, these 5 different programs, like the Bachelor of Computing Science, Bachelor of Science in IT, in games development, all these not very, for instance, most of these labs requires the software support, not the hardware. Like only the networking, internet working, focusing on hardware and the electronics engineering, they probably require this hardware lab. So we actually build up the cloud platform so can deliver all these software-based labs. So if the content of the class, mainly focusing on using software, then it's delivered online totally fine. There will be no no difference between an online study and the offline study. However, if this requires the hardware of the labs, for instance, for the local students, we may arrange this Group A and Group B so that we keep the social distance. The students can enter the labs to perform this exercise. But we actually provide lots of simulation softwares, for instance, like the fluid mechanics. So these lots of labs actually still remain open during this period. Yeah, so for this part, and also in China, we are building 3 online learning centers. So the students, if they cannot come to the Australia, they probably later can choose to utilize the labs resources in China, in other university to fulfill their learning, to fulfill the task of laboratories.
Thank you, Angela. I think there is there are 2 questions on Zoom that may be direct to you directly.
Okay.
There is a question from Skylar. Okay, it went away here. Yeah, there is a question from Skylar. I think she would like to know about the difference in future career options for both majors in hardware and software.
Okay, that's a good question. Hardware, actually, because it's built up a higher barrier now, so not all the company can access to that area. For instance, the 5G communication. However, I can assure you that in UTS, we have the #1 national labs for the communication experiment related to 5G. We also have offering online short courses related to 5G and the advanced future communication technologies. And but the IT technologies actually, I think, is most related to the software. But that doesn't mean the software has a lower barrier. For instance, the Bachelor of Computing Science honors program, they will prepare lots of top students to enter the top companies like Google, Facebook, and Microsoft, and also help the students to prepare for PhD study. But they require a solid mathematics. So I think different career, they have different top companies. So you can make your own choice whether you more like the hardware or more like the software. But I believe both career is promising. For instance, like the autonomous driving, it's like the IoT, Internet of Things. It's like the combination of the software and the hardware that to make things work. You cannot just direct no car like a running on the street. So I think this is more emerged together. Yeah.
Yeah, there is another question I think Christy has answered. And there is another question I think is in regards to GPA requirement to go into the honor years. Is there any GPA requirement?
For the I'm not sure about the GPA, but for the Bachelor of Computing honors program, to get the first class, the credits should be above 80, the average score above 80, probably get a first class. Well, above 70, probably a second class. So you can find the more accurate information in the handbook link. However, I think if you are transfer or exchange student from like a university overseas transferring to UTS, they probably will have transfer course articulation so that you can see whether your GPA meet the requirement. But for the honors program, usually you need to get a bachelor degree first, then you apply for the honors program. For instance, if you finish the 3 year of a Bachelor of Science in IT, and then you can apply to enter an honor program, and then it depends whether your application is approved or not. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Angela. And I think a question from myself. The Bachelor of Science in IT, and you mentioned that there is an option to combine Bachelor of Science of IT with an additional internship year. Does that mean the internship year equivalent to the diploma in IT professional practice?
Yes, I believe so. So the full name of this program is called Bachelor of Science in IT and the Diploma in IT Professional Practice. So this internship year will be credited as well.
I see. So can you explain a little bit about the internship year? Do they work like full-time for the whole year? Do they have to submit reports? Do they have to do presentation after the internship? Or how are they going to graduate from that internship year?
Yes, and the internship year, first of all, they will have internship placement. So we also have career help to help the students to find these internship partners, for instance, which company they have job vacancies. And the students also need to require to submit the report to get the credits. For instance, before you enter a job, in the company, you must qualified for the training after the training, and then you qualify for your job. So internship, we also designed a similar training process so that you can collect the 24 or 12 credits along the way. So each stage will assess the students, not only from the students' work, but also from the feedback from the internship. And then the students will get the credits to pass this diploma of IT professional practice. And also, the internship period can last for 6 months. So the students have 2 chances to select their internship. Of course, they can choose a 1 year of internship to fulfill the whole task at one company, but also students can choose another company to give another try. Yeah.
Do they look for the company themselves, or UTS will actually assist them in looking for the internship placement?